Hey there pranksters, welcome back to another gaming setup video, and just so you know, this setup will revolve around the Atari VCS game console, which by the way has not officially been released to the general public yet, but I'll be unboxing it for you guys in this video as well as building an entire gaming setup for it. Also stick around as I'll be announcing the giveaways for this video, but first check out this awesome service that has made my life easier, Nordvpn. I have it installed on all my iMacs and iPhones because you guys know me, I'm very mysterious and prefer to remain in the shadows. Well, this virtual private network allows me to do just that and more. For example, I can secure my online data from third-party entities because come on guys, we never know if we're being spied on, right? Well, Nordvpn has my back with that. Although Nordvpn restricts my data from others, it actually unrestricts blocked websites in my area. This is especially useful when traveling abroad. It changes your IP address and lets it travel through remote servers, which there are over 5,500 of them in 60 countries. Streaming services often block content in certain areas. Well, with Nordvpn, that's not an issue, especially if you want to watch content on Netflix that might not be available in your country. If you want to try Nordvpn risk-free, go ahead and do so by clicking in the link in the description and get 1 month free of their service. And FYI, Nordvpn has a 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not content with it. So you really can't lose here, guys. Again, link is in the description. I want to kick things off by giving Pikachu Gamer 64 a shout out. He was the winner of an Xbox Series X giveaway, and here he is with his Xbox. Now, as far as the giveaways for this video, here we go. If this video gets 30,000 likes, the winner will get a brand new PlayStation 5. And if this video gets 50,000 likes, the winner will get the exact same gaming setup that I'm about to build, and that setup will include a desk, a gaming chair, a monitor, RGB lights, and a game console of your choice, and that could be an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5 or even the Atari VCS. But in order for these giveaways to happen, we have to reach the like goals I mentioned. So if you wish to participate, all you have to do is like this video and leave a cool comment below, and that is it. One last thing before we get the setup rolling, recently I announced that I will be starring in a movie called Prankster. That's right guys, I started out as a prankster on YouTube and I will finally be on a film pranking others. And right now I would appreciate any support coming from my loyal fans. Basically just check out the Indiegogo link in the description and see how you can be a part of this film with any contribution that you are able to provide. Seriously, it would mean a lot to me if a lot of you guys were able to participate in this. Alright, with all that being said, let's get to building this Atari VCS gaming setup. This is something that has been driving me crazy for the last 2 months. This Christmas tapestry has been up since November and it's already March, so yeah, it's time to change it, and I'm actually gonna go back to the original tapestry that I had up on this wall, which is the floating astronaut in space. There's something about this tapestry that really relaxes me, and so the astronaut and his colorful balloons are back. Now pranksters, check this out. This is the corner where I'll be building the Atari setup. You guys are probably thinking that I ran out of room in my house because this will be the 4th setup that I have on this corner. First there was the plain and simple one. Then I had the PlayStation 4 setup, which was epically put together. After that came the Xbox Series S gaming setup. And now it's Atari's turn, and here's the desk that I'm gonna go with. It's the electric rising desk from Peterson. At first I couldn't believe a whole desk would fit inside this box because it looks oddly shaped. So I opened it up and was greeted by a bunch of heavy items. So basically the tabletop splits into 2 pieces, so that explains why it was in such a small box. Also the tabletop along with all the other items are black, and that is perfect. Once I made sure that everything was accounted for, all I had to do was piece everything together while being guided by the assembly manual. My drill definitely helped out with that as well. I built this desk upside down because it was the best way to join both the frame and the tabletop together. Once I had that done, I flipped it over. On the left side is where I chose to place the height adjustment controller, and I was very impressed with how easily and fast I could adjust the height of this desk. For example, if I'm gonna be standing while gaming, I can raise the desk to its max of 123 centimeters, which is about 4 feet high. The lowest that this desk can go is 29 inches, which is pretty standard for most desks. The controller also gives me options for up to 3 presets for my desired height. On the right side of the desk, there is a tray that is meant for supplies such as pencils and pens. It rotates, so I'll be able to hide it underneath the desk so it doesn't get in the way. On the tabletop, there are 2 openings on the far end for better cable management. And now the moment that you guys have been waiting for, the unboxing of the Atari VCS. And this is the box that it came in. As you can see, the inside contains 3 smaller boxes, and the largest of the 3 contains the Atari game console. And then there's a wireless modern controller and the wireless classic joystick. How this works usually is that all the items are in just one box, but these came packaged in a different way. Well, let's go ahead and unbox the larger box. All I had to do was slide the cover off and I undid the box. Inside there it was, the Atari VCS, which is way smaller than the original system. Basically everything is black except for the back, that's red. Underneath the Atari are all the cables and connections needed. Once I got a better view of the actual console, I laughed a little because it looked exactly like an old Motorola internet modem that I used to have. The front is pretty clear and shiny with 2 conveniently placed USB ports. There's really nothing important on the sides, top, or bottom. The red area in the back is where you will find the vents, more USB ports, an HDMI port, Ethernet port, power port, and a power button. Here is the wireless classic Atari joystick, and pretty much has similar physical features as the console that I just showed you. And this is mainly to play the classic Atari games. This right here is the modern wireless controller, and as soon as I opened the box, I thought that there was an Xbox Elite controller in there. It looked very similar, so I just had to bring out my Elite 2 controller to have them side by side. Just look how similar they look. I'm pretty sure that the Atari controller is based off the Xbox controller. Just look how the A, B, Y, X buttons are positioned. Anyway, I like this because I'm already a huge Xbox fan and I just love this controller. This one is included with the Atari to play the modern games and the newer versions of the older ones. For now, I'll set these aside and continue to work on this setup. Alright, going back to the desk. It was in a good position, it was surrounded by RGB lights and looked like it had plenty of them, but I still decided to go for more, so I grabbed the box kit of Day Better flexible LED strip lights. Based on the cover, you can pretty much get an idea of what the lights will be like, so I opened it up. And inside, there's also a controller box, a power cable, a fancy remote, the power cable adapter, and last but not least, 2 rolls of lights. Each roll was about 16 feet in length for a total of 32 feet. Now right off the bat, I knew that I wouldn't need as much, so I just chose to use 1 roll. I love the fact that these were white so they would contrast the black on the desk. Here on the edges of the desk is where they will go. These are pretty easy to place on by exposing the adhesive on the back. I just followed the edges of the desk all around and down the back. Once I made the right connections and everything was powered on, it was time to fire up these lights. Just look at this remote, it comes with so many colorful buttons, so you know these lights can do it all. They have so many patterns and you can adjust the lights any way you want. They fade, dim, but they also have a flashy mode. Already at this point, the desk stood out a lot and I hadn't even placed anything on top of it yet. This right here is the Lepau 15.6 inch 1080p portable monitor. It will be our main monitor for this setup. When I removed the top cover, I noticed that it was nicely packaged. The screen was well protected by thick padding, so I removed that, and below there was a screen protector for the monitor. The monitor itself was wrapped with thin foam, and underneath it there were cables such as a USB Type-C and a mini HDMI. Alright guys, so basically this monitor comes in its own protective cover, which also serves as a stand if folded the right way. It's all magnetic based, so it can easily be put together. By the way guys, the buttons and the cable inputs are on the sides. There you will also find speakers for the monitor. Now I want to take the opportunity to give a massive shout out to Lauren S for sending me this custom gaming mat. It was actually a birthday present from a few months ago. Well, now I will put it to good use. The mat says, "You are now entering Nex's gaming zone," which is quite appropriate for this setup. Mounting tape was very helpful when sticking this mat in the middle of the desk. It just adds so much decorative value to this setup. The Lepau portable gaming monitor can now go on top, just like you see right here. In my closet, I had a pair of Rgb Gaming Speakers from NJSJ. These are ideal for such a small gaming setup, and these I placed on the opposite ends of the monitor. Some few months ago, IT, also known as Rgb Gamer, sent me this canvas of me, and I thought that this was the perfect opportunity to hang this up, and the left side is where I decided to place it. This canvas looks incredible, just like the futuristic Nex canvas that I used in my last video. Since there was extra room on the desk, I also went ahead and placed a LSA on top with a Happy Valentine's decoration as well. Yeah guys, this video was actually filmed before Valentine's Day. Another gadget that I just had to throw into this mix was the Toner TM20 USB microphone. Although this is more of an office supply, I can still bring in my MacBook and plug this mic to it. Before I tell you guys what this can do, let me unbox it for you so you can see. All I had to do was lift up the flap cover and we are met with some paperwork, including the instructions manual, which we really don't need because this mic is a plug and play type of device. Once uncovered, you can see the conference mic. At first sight, it does look like a classic CD player from 15 to 20 years ago. It's mainly black with a bit of gray. The center has a microphone icon so you know exactly what this device is. On the bottom, there's rubber grips so it protects the surface of the desk and also so that the mic doesn't slide off easily. Overall, it's a great looking device and very cheap. They go for about $25 on Amazon and you'll find the link for that in the description. So this mic is a 360-degree omnidirectional PC condenser microphone, ideal for Zoom and Skype conferences. Again, this is a plug-and-play microphone, so all you have to do is plug it into your computer and you'll easily be able to communicate with others. These days with the pandemic and having social distance, communication through Zoom and Skype has grown a lot and good audio is a must, so I highly recommend this Toner USB conference microphone. Alright, now let's go back to the Atari VCS. I decided to place the Atari VCS game console on the left side of the desk at an angle to better appreciate the view of it, and the controller and joystick were placed in front of the monitor right on top of the mat. Once turned on, I was able to get a good feel of the Atari game console, and the more I maneuvered through the menu and settings, I realized that this was more of a mini PC than an Xbox or PlayStation. Nonetheless guys, this is still a great gaming machine, and not only can you play games on this, but of course you can download popular streaming apps such as Netflix and Disney Plus to watch your favorite shows and movies. It does come with some games, but most of them you have to purchase, anything from $3 to $15. I didn't do that, I just downloaded the free ones. For me, this machine is more of a collector's item than an actual game console where I will spend hours playing, but from time to time it's nice to go back into the past and play the classics. Although I didn't fully explore the potential of the Atari VCS, I heard that you can play some games such as Grand Theft Auto on it because, as I mentioned, this is more of a mini PC and has all the specs of one, so it's more than possible to play PC games and other favorites on this. So yeah, overall the Atari VCS can be a fun game system. Last but not least, I needed a chair to sit on, and you guys know that my go-to brand for gaming chairs is GT Racing. Just as a disclaimer, the original unboxing for this chair was months ago, and the particular chair that's inside this box is the A series. These typically go for $300 and they are now available on Amazon. Once I had the box opened, that's when I found out that the chair that I was about to put together was black, red stitching, and gold GT Racing branding. The backrest for this was pretty heavy and sturdy, so right away I knew that it would be a super high-end chair. So basically I took everything from inside that giant box, and these are the guts of the chair. Although it always looks intimidating, I had my drills ready to get started. Piecing it together took about 15 minutes total, and for some it might take longer, especially if it's your first time building a gaming chair or if you don't have someone helping you. Anyway pranksters, this is what the chair looks like once it's fully assembled. All that was left now was to place the pillows on. The one for lumbar support doesn't come with any straps, which is great for fast adjustments. The headrest pillow however does attach with elastic straps. And so guys, check it out, the A series chair from GT Racing. It's covered with black pew leather and red stitching is what holds it together. As far as comfort and quality, I really do recommend this chair, especially if you're a hardcore gamer who spends hours and hours gaming. This chair is adjustable to all needs. Height adjustment is also available with this one. You can also adjust the height on the armrest. They even slide forward for better comfort. Sometimes when you're gaming for long periods of time, you might get tired and want to shut your eyes for a bit. Well, you can lean all the way back and take a snooze for a little bit. Whatever your gaming needs are, this chair has your back, and so I thought it was perfect for this setup. And that is it pranksters, that completes this awesome Atari VCS gaming setup. Remember that the items used in this setup will be listed in the description with affiliate links for those of you who wish to purchase those items. To wrap up this video, I'd like to remind you guys about the giveaways I mentioned at the start of this video. To have a chance of winning a game console such as a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X, all you have to do is like this video and leave a cool comment below. And guys, if you get a moment, please check out the Indiegogo link in the description to show support for Prankster, the film that I will be starring in very soon. All help is appreciated. I'll see you guys in my next video.